Hi, Natara. How are you?
I'm good, miss. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So I was thinking that we can do the Great Gatsby today.
I'm sorry, miss. I can't hear
Can
you.
you can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, miss.
All right, perfect. I was thinking that we could start off with the Great Gatsby today.
Um, miss, do we go through like the themes and characters, or
Yeah, I've gone through a little bit on characters and then I've gone through a little bit on themes, but we can then later do a more because I'm still working on the themes. I have notes up to at least two of them, but then the rest of them we can kind of
um,
discuss and do questions on. I've also covered a few symbols.
right, miss,
Yeah.
tomorrow or today, could we go through poetry? Because that's what I'm having more
Yeah, of course. Let's let me
trouble
know
in.
which poem you want to cover, and then I'll build my presentation around that one, and then we can do that tomorrow.
Miss, it's the Global Man.
Okay. Also see Miss Heaney, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Just send it to me
Miss,
on
could you
WhatsApp so
like?
I don't forget.
Okay, miss, could we go through how to write a poetry and sort of the comparison answer? Um,
For the
I
anthology
have
that you're doing.
trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Do
I
you have
can't
set
find any.
questions? Okay, you don't have
Yeah,
it.
I do have a few. I
Okay, you
have two.
okay, just send me everything that you have that you want us to do, and then I can work
Mhm.
on building around that.
The thing is, I couldn't find any example answers for the anthology that I'm studying,
Yeah,
so I'm
because
not
what
really sure
happens
how
with the
to.
anthologies is that the anthologies change every few years, and Seamus Heaney's specific
Mhm,
anthology or Ted Hughes' specific anthology is something that's fairly new. In the past few years,
mhm.
we've had a mixed set of anthologies, so maybe one poem of Seamus Heaney and one of Ted Hughes and so forth. It's recently in the past few years that we've started focusing on one poet as a whole, so we don't have much on those, unfortunately.
Yes, miss, and also I think context is also a part of poetry, and I've never written like in IGCSE I did at Excel, so we never really had context in poetry, but in
Yes.
AQA we do, so I don't know how to
Yeah,
include
so we have,
context.
yeah, the context would be referring to a lot of the historical context and then context in the sense as why the poet wrote what he wrote. So we'll take a look at each
Mhm,
one of those ideologies whenever we discuss the poem tomorrow. But just send it to me
mhm.
on WhatsApp with the questions and everything so that I remember I need to get my presentation on that.
All right, sure.
Okay, perfect. Once you send it over, let me know, and then we can start on the Great Gatsby.
Yes, so just for the questions.
Have you sent me everything?
No, miss, there's two more. I'm just looking for the other.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, once you've sent me the questions, why don't you start with just gathering whatever you know about The Great Gatsby, and then we can start on discussing it, okay?
All right, miss.
Just give me a moment. I will be right back. Let me know whenever you're ready.
All right, miss. There was one question, but I can't seem to um find it.
Sorry?
Miss, I'm just looking for the last question I
Okay,
was
okay.
gonna say.
Okay, no problem.
right, miss.
All right, perfect. I'll just keep those questions in mind when we do our next discussion with the poems in Seamus Heaney's anthology. Do you have which poem did you said you want to cover? Give me the name of that poem as well in the chat.
All right.
Mhm. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to just get your notes together about the Great Gatsby or get your thoughts together about what you know, and then we can start a discussion. Is that okay?
All right, miss. All right, yes.
All right, perfect. Walk me through what you know about The Great Gatsby.
Um, so it's written by F. Scott Fitzgerald in 1925.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's about the Jazz Age, and Fitzgerald like pioneered the Jazz Age. He coined the term. Because it was like the novel itself. It sort of captured the lives he and his wife led.
Mm-hmm.
With the parties and um the alcohol. It's very it's almost like an autobiography since it contains elements of his own life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's narrated by Nick Carraway, who is like a mouthpiece of Fitzgerald, because Nick is an outsider to the world of
Mm-hmm.
that of New York, and he like through Nick, Fitzgerald comments on the materialism and the hedonism
And the
and of
class
the
differences and all of that.
yes and he does it in a very judgmental way. In a way, Nick judges to the both he judges New York, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a commentary on the social. It's like a social commentary
Mm-hmm.
of um the Jazz Age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it follows. It's in retrospective narration since Nick um he sort of recollects memories of J Gatsby, J Gatsby,
Mm-hmm.
who is a man that reinvents himself. He was born James Gatz. He reinvents himself to climb the social ladder and pursue his love, Daisy Buchanan, who's now married. Um, and he throws all these parties to try to um get her attention, but her husband sort of obviously is an obstacle. But it's just not her husband, it's also the class difference, the old money versus the new money, um, and the the classism that existed that stopped him from reaching his American dream, which is Daisy, who is Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the Valley of the Ashes, it's where Tom's mistress and her husband live, and that sort of shows um the deprivation that coexisted with all the extravagance and wealth. Um, and yeah,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
um, the the ending, both in the ending, the both Gatsby and Wilson and Myrtle die, and they're all the characters who were born into wealth um live, and that shows um that shows like how social mobility is basically not um possible, and it's described as a Holocaust to sort of deepen how tragic it is. Um, in the end, Nick returns. He leaves New York. And everything about New York, it's just his opinion changes. Um, it's like with Gatsby's death, his hope also died.
Okay, perfect. So you have pretty much covered the main idea of what The Great Gatsby is like. As you said, it's written in the Jazz Age, and it follows the narrator Nick Carraway, who is very much an outsider to the rich people scene, and he is a cousin of Daisy. Daisy, who is married to Tom. Jay Gatsby is our protagonist, who is in love with Daisy, and everything he does is in order to impress her or to achieve her in some way, which obviously, if you've read the novel, you know that it does not happen. But let's take a look at the general storyline of The Great Gatsby. So the timeline is for the year 1922, from June to November. Nick Carraway comes to New York and rents a small house in West Egg near Gatsby's mansion. So we have East Egg and West Egg as the classifiers or the separators of the rich and the old society. In July, Nick ends up meeting Tom and Daisy. Tom takes Nick to a party with Myrtle, who we later find out is Tom's mistress. In July, Nick is invited to a party at Gatsby's house and meets him, and Nick starts a relationship with Jordan. So this is the first time that Nick is meeting Gatsby, and this is the first time that he's meeting Tom. Nick ends up inviting Daisy over for tea so that Gatsby can drop by and he and Daisy can reconnect. I think maybe I'm wrong, and Nick and Gatsby were friends. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Were Nick and Gatsby friends?
I'm sorry, Miss?
Was Nick friends
They
with Jay Gatsby?
were at first yeah, he was his neighbor.
Yeah, I think they were
So
friends like back in the day.
they
Yeah.
oh no, I don't think they were friends back in the
This
day.
was the first time. This was the first time they met, right? And then they became friends.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right, perfect.
Yes,
But
miss.
but I think he figures out that Gatsby has some interest in Daisy, or that Gatsby knew Daisy, and Nick ends up inviting Daisy over so that Gatsby and her can reconnect or reunite. In August, Gatsby and Daisy begin their affair, and Gatsby ends up firing all his staff. He stops all his parties, and there end up being a lot of rumors around him over the city about maybe him having lost his money and whatnot. But he's only doing this to keep things on the down low so that people don't find out about him and Daisy. Later on, a month later in September, he ends up revealing the affair to Tom, and Tom ends up insulting him, saying that I am someone from old money and your new money is something that comes from crime, and they obviously end up having a kind of scuffle. Daisy, obviously, at the end of the novel, by September, we know that Daisy was driving Gatsby's car and Gatsby was with her in the car, but everyone knows that car is Gatsby's. And Daisy ends up running over Myrtle and her husband. And no, it was just Myrtle, and Myrtle dies. And then the husband finds out that it was the yellow car that everyone claims to be Gatsby's car. And he goes to kill Gatsby. And then I think he kills himself as well.
Yes, miss, he commits
Yeah.
suicide after.
Yeah, Wilson, I think, kills himself as well. So that's basically the I think the shortest summary, or the shortest way we can kind of summarize what happened without getting into the nitty-gritty details of it all. And obviously, at the end of the novel, Nick ends up moving back home to the Midwest because he is completely over the rich lifestyle. He has no idea what pulled him here in the first place. And after seeing all of the difficult lives, or all the drama that the people live in, he does not want to be a part of that anymore. And because he lost one of his really, really close friends, Gatsby, amidst all of this chaos. I have a written version of it as well on the site that says that in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, Nick Carraway moves to Long Island to work in Manhattan's bond trading industry, settling in the nouveau rich town of West Egg, reconnecting with his cousin Daisy and her husband Tom in the neighboring East Egg. Nick discovers Tom's affair with Myrtle Wilson, married to a gas station owner. Nick befriends his enigmatic neighbor, Jay Gatsby, who is known for his opulent parties and mysterious past. Gatsby, harboring a long-standing love for Daisy, pursues her through Nick's help, leading to a tumultuous affair as secrets unravel during a fateful encounter at the Plaza Hotel. Daisy's choice to remain with Tom devastates Gatsby, whose dream of running with her shatters. Tragedy strikes when Daisy, driving Gatsby's car, fatally strikes Myrtle, setting off a chain of events culminating in Gatsby's death and disillusionment for Nick, prompting his return to the Midwest, disillusioned by the shallow facade of wealth and status in the East. So obviously Nick had come to the East Egg looking for something um, interesting, something fun, but he ended up learning that things were not as it seems. Now, I want you to kind of just make notes on each of the characters, which is Daisy, Tom, Nick, Myrtle, George. I think that's about it. Those five characters, and maybe Jordan if you want. And just kind of give me a 2 to 3 line summary on each one of them. So just take your time, just summarize them as much as you can into what kind of people they are, or whatever you think is relevant about these characters.
All right, miss.
Perfect. Let me know whenever you're done, okay?
All right, miss. Let me say sent it for Gatsby.
I'll just copy them as you sent them.
Miss, what other characters do I talk about? Sorry, Miss, I can't hear you.
I'm saying, let me just see what you have. So you have Daisy, Tom, Myrtle. Can you do one on Wilson and
Okay, Miss, yeah.
Wilson and yeah, Jordan, Nick's girlfriend.
Miss, I sent in Wilson and Jordan.
Okay, perfect. Let me copy those. Okay, so Nick first presents Gatsby as a rather elusive and mysterious character, reflecting how the people of the Westic and Eastic conspire about him. We find out that his aura of mystery only conceals his true identity. Daisy is repeatedly associated with romantic imagery throughout the novel. She calls Nick a rose and points that thou art just doing romantic. This brings forward how her sense of intensified romanticism surrounding her. Okay. There's a spirit of Gatsby's American dream. Tom is a hyper-masculine domineering husband of Daisy, represents the class of American men deemed untouchable as they find shelter in their race, gender, and social standing, all which place him at a place of privilege. Not even the effeminate swing of his riding clothes could hurt the innermost power of their body. Dun 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 dun. He's somewhat of an antithesis to Gatsby, but through. Okay. Myrtle represents the plight of the lower class in the struggle for social mobility during the Jazz Age. She's contrasted with Daisy through their appearances. Okay, color versus color. George is one of the Gaussian grey men. Jordan represents the changing styles from it. Okay, perfect. So you have covered a little bit of the gist of the characters. Now I do have a little bit on them, but we won't have time to go through it right now. Maybe I can send these to you over on Zoom and you can kind of just save them so that you can read through them over today. And then tomorrow, obviously, we're doing the poem, but we can pick this up sometime next week. I think next Saturday we can do Great Gatsby again and then another poem on Sunday. Actually, not next. I think we're doing 2 hours on Friday, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So on Friday we'll figure out tomorrow what we want to do on Friday, or we can WhatsApp about it.
2 hours, so it's the 30th.
Yeah, I think we talked about the morning. Great. So I'll keep in touch with you over WhatsApp and
So it's next Friday, right?
yeah, there's not yeah, what's today? Today is a Saturday, yeah. The coming Friday.
Alright.
Yeah, the 12th, I think.
Alright, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Take care. Actually, wait, can I just check my schedule real
You
quick so
too,
that I can
miss.
confirm? Can I just check the schedule real quick so that I can be on the same
Sure,
page
miss.
with you? Because I'm thinking that maybe our morning class is on the 19th. Yeah, we have 2 hours on Sunday. We have 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Sunday. Yes, can you just write that down on your end? Next Sunday, we're doing 2 hours.
Next Sunday, 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah, and the time that we discussed was 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Sunday, and then I think we have 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Friday the 19th.
1 a.m. Okay. All right.
Perfect. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care. Bye.